Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off-the-cuff video, guys. What that means is I record, upload. There is no fancy editing skills, mostly my intro symbol at the beginning. I do have a transition button, so if there's anything outside of my controls, if it rains heavy or there's loads of noise out there, or one morning there was cows mooing the other side of that wall because it's a field, I can stop filming and just wait for that to pass and then carry on. These weekly Wednesdays, essentially, you guys ask me questions and I answer them. There is a weekly vote, but that's for next Monday's painting video. Primarily, it is 99% model focused and it is 99% GW stuff, with that being 99.9% 40k stuff. There is some terrain questions from time to time that I chuck into weekly Wednesday rather than do a Q&A for terrain stuff. There's some information about myself and what's going on around the workshop. So let's get on with the questions, shall we? Okay. New to the hobby, what do you prefer to use, plastic or super glue? Now, plastic glue all day long. I'll tell you why. With super glue, you get it on your hands, stuck together. It's hard, it's a pain in the backside. If you get plastic glue on your hands, it's just sticky. Give it a little wipe and away you go. But with the plastic glue as well, when you're putting a model together, you can actually, if something's not quite right, you've got a little bit of time to play around with it. I'll give you an example. Building these guys at the moment. Now, they have two hands that hold the gun. So in that sort of thing, if I'm using super glue, I've got to be super quick. And if it's not right, super glue sets and that's it, you're stuck. With the plastic glue, you've got a bit of time to maneuver, and if it starts to come off or starts to fall down, you can just push back into place and mess around, play around with it a little bit, and then it starts getting really tacky and it stays, which is, plastic glue is the thing. But then if I'm doing a lead building a lead model or melt model, so you have to go super glue. You can't go plastic because you won't do nothing to it. Even if you're doing plastic onto lead parts or metal parts, you have to use super glue. Again, but then the super glue I use has a little stick with a brush at the bottom, which is a lot easier rather than the nozzle. Because I find with the nozzle, my fingers squeeze too hard and too much comes out. With the brush, I can just dip it in and brush it on. How hard is it to film videos for your YouTube channel? That's a very good question. It's not easy, but it is sort of easy. It's difficult in this. It's easy because as long as the camera can see what you're looking at, yeah, good to go. It's difficult in the sense that you have to try and keep things in focus, try and keep things on camera. That's the hardest thing, especially with painting, because I end up pulling the model away and really getting into it and forgetting that I'm filming, or not forgetting that I'm filming, because I'll be still talking to you, but just forgetting that I'm not in shot. Lighting is an issue sometimes, but not all the time. An issue with lighting mostly is when there's something that's bright white and the light starts trying to reflect off it, and the camera then picks up, and that's one problem. It's usually with instructions, or if I'm working with polystyrene and stuff like that, sometimes it sets it off. In terms of outside noise, I'm pretty okay here. Sometimes you'll hear an aeroplane go over the top, or you have someone come in and start disturbing me, but 90% of the time I'm pretty okay here. Then the biggest thing I have to keep an ear out for is when the farmers come in, which, most of the time that I'm doing something avoids what they're doing. I think someone's taking dogs for walks. I heard a dog barking away. So, yeah, that type of thing. But yeah, it's difficult sometimes as well, because if you make a mistake on camera, you have to try and figure out a way of doing it, like fixing it on camera. And for me, I don't want to go, oh, look at it, it's fantastic and it's sugar coated and it's brilliant, there's a cherry on top and all that business. I want to say, look, I've done this, it's wrong. This is what I've done wrong. Okay, like especially when building a model, so then you can actually go, right, okay, and do it. Make sure you don't do the same mistake, or if I'm painting something and I've missed a piece, you know, I can say, well, look, I've missed that piece there, and come back into it. So it's enjoyable. The first one I ever done was, I was just like really nervous and everything else. And then when I uploaded it, I was actually, I quite liked it actually. And I came back and done another one, and then from there it's just carried on. But my friend who's does a lot of editing and stuff like that in college and stuff, I can't remember what his course is. He told me what his course is doing, but anyway, he said to me, your standard of video when you first started filming till now is absolutely fantastic, and no one's taught you that. You've just learned that yourself, which is just brilliant. Now, if you do want to laugh, you can scroll back all the way through the videos I've ever made to the first couple, and you'll go, oh, actually, the good video, but the quality of that, if you're filming on that versus the quality of this one now, is a big difference. Why don't you do any live streams? I can't do live streams on YouTube at the moment because I need to have 1,000 subscribers. I can live stream on TikTok, but the problem is I don't have the time. I was actually saying to the wife the other week that I need to start doing at least once a week live stream, because on that live stream I can just do odds and sods jobs. So I can just take Chaos Cultists and just paint them on, you know, I can take something that I've already built on YouTube and just be building them on the live stream. You know, and she's starting a new job tomorrow. She should be finishing at 4 in the afternoon now. It's 20 minutes down the road. So it's actually fantastic. So it should free up my evening. So hopefully I'll be doing a live stream on TikTok. I would say probably every Wednesday, but just, you know, possibly. I want to, because to get more stuff done, but for YouTube I need 1,000 subscribers to do that, which was 608 or something like that. So we're not, you know, not far away. Now, I asked you a question the other week, was it last week or the week before, about, you know, painting and versus modelling, and or should I build or should I paint more, and, you know, just sort of mess on the desk and etc. And someone said to me, just paint everything up first, then carry on. So that's what I've been doing, but I've mostly been moving towards getting everything gravelled. When I say gravelled, I mean putting the basing on the bases, because my thinking was, if everything's gravelled, everything's based, the next thing needs to be undercoated. If everything's undercoated and to that stage, then, for example, when I finish building these guys, the next day I can gravel the base and then set them over ready to be undercoated. When I'm at that stage, I can just come in and go, right, I'm going to pick up this Chaos Sorcerer of Michael Nogle and just paint away on them. Next day I can come in and say, right, I'm going to do the 8 pound and just do them. You know, just not, and the next day just build something. But, you know, as I say, humming and harming myself, because there's not a right way or wrong way of me doing it. Whether I paint more models or whether I build more models, it's not right, because it all needs to go through that same process. But then I was thinking, what happens when new models come out? I've pre-ordered the new Lictor and the Biovore. So I'm going to leave them sitting here for a month or two until I've caught up with everything. And then I build them, and someone goes, oh, I built that weeks ago. I could use your help weeks ago. Or do I just build them and then, you know, so I'm still juggling with it. I've done more painting videos since last week, Wednesday. Did I have done more painting videos? I did the Land Raider, did Monday painting video. Was that it? I think that was it, actually. Okay. So I'm going to actually try and step up and do 2 painting videos a week, and try and do 1 to 2 Let's Builds a week. Only because if I do 1 painting video a week, that's only 52 models / units a year that I've done, which is still a fair amount, don't get me wrong. But there's more to do, and I want to be in a position where the models for the vote is all that's. Sorry, the models for the vote is all that's there. So then, whatever's been voted on, I can pick up something else and paint that way on that. You know, there's a lot. I say I don't want to have a model sitting here that's just come out and do it a month later and everyone goes, oh, I could use your help in that a month ago. I mean, I got the Lion, I built the Lion, Lionel Johnson, but I missed the pre-order on that. Everyone did. So that was not my fault. But if I'd had that sitting there the whole time and then decided to build it, that's my thinking of it anyway. If anyone has a comment stuff, just chuck it below. You know, it's not a right or wrong way to do it, because it all needs to go through the same process. But it's just where do I, you know, because there's only with painting as well. You have to be like motivated to do that. You have to be in that painting headset and mindset, you know. Now, when it comes to Monday's paint video, I know from Friday what I'm painting, so I already get myself in that mindset to do that. You know, but with Let's Build, I mean, I started building these guys earlier on, and I was not feeling them. They need to be built. They need to be built. All 10 of them need to be built. And I wasn't feeling them, and they're straightforward enough. It's just, can I really be bothered to do these now? I want to do something from that box over there, or I want to do one of these, or I want to do that, you know. But I have to stick to my original thinking of this is from the pile of shame. Then the next Let's Build I do will be something from the Shadow Frame box, the custodial side, then the Genesis Cult side, and then something from the Imperial magazine, and then something from here, and then back to the same box again. I need to try and keep myself in that mindset, but I need to, this is my opinion now, you know, so comment below if you agree or disagree. I need to keep myself in that mindset, keep doing it that way, but I need to get more painting videos done. You know, it's hard. There's always too much to do and not enough time to do it. Yeah, that's all that. So I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote now, guys. There's only a few questions this week and a few bits of things to chat about. I'm going to bring you down and show you the vote. How does the vote work for everyone that's new? I'll show you host of models, okay, and you comment below on what you want me to paint for next Monday's painting video. Now, I will tally the votes up on Friday about 2 o'clock, okay. Last week I actually looked at it about 3 o'clock or so, and someone had just come in with a vote for the Psycho page, which was, so I didn't even know what the votes were. I just said to myself, okay, I'll set that one because I haven't looked at it yet, and actually one tipped it over for that one to win, which is, you know, fine. But usually 2 o'clock I look at the votes and say, okay, this is going to be this model. Then I start filming the prep work and getting it ready, and you know, everything else, and then get myself in the mindset what way I'm going to paint it. There's no panic because everything has to be painted. There's no Tyranids in there this week because Tyranids won last week. So if everyone that's new, if something wins, one fact, say for example, Space Marines. There's a few Space Marines in there today. Say Space Marines win this week for Monday's painting video. The next week's weekly Wednesday, there'll be no Space Marines in the vote, because I find that way it's easier. I can get more bits and pieces done for each faction. All Sunday, and I've got 2,000 points here, 2,000 points there, and that kind of way. And it's more interesting for you guys rather than just having 1 week Tyranid, next week Tyranid, next week Tyranid. I know Tyranids, everyone's like going crazy at the moment because they're just the first army for 10th edition that's been released. But you know, same was saying, it all needs to be painted. There is a wild card. So the wild card is you'll find out if it wins. And there is a creator choice. So you can vote for creator choice, which is, I'll just pick, if that wins, I'll pick what I fancy painting, and I'll get on with that. You just chuck on below, okay, what you want to vote on. You don't have one vote. You can have 4 votes or 5 votes or something like that. Don't vote for, I vote for everything because it won't count. You can vote for this, say for example, any of the Space Marine HQs, or any of the Necron warriors, Necron models, any of the, there's no Tyranids in here, but if you said any of the Tyranid models and it was in there, then okay. Okay, that's as simple as that. I'm going to run you through it, and if there's anything that you're not sure of how it's spelled or what it's called, just give me a brief description of what it is. Okay, and I'll figure out from there. Okay, so we have the World Eater's Chaos Lord on the Juggernaut. Fantastic model. We have the Eliminators, Space Marines. We have the Skaven Plague Priest for Fantasy. I can't remember what his special character, I can't remember what it's called. We have the engines here. We have the Night Goblin Shaman. We have the Desolation Squad. We have the Fire Strike turrets. We have the Triarch Stalker, which is a beast of a model. We have Captain America making his first appearance over here from Marvel Crisis Protocol. We have a Contemptor Dreadnought. We have Unit Deathwing Knights. We have Azrael. We have the Biologist from the 10th edition. We have the Banshees. They're still in there this week. I was going to take them out, but I said, no, just chuck them in there. Let's be something to represent the Eldari. We have the 8-bound. We have a ATV. We have a Kinetic Doomstalker. There's actually 2 of those. We have the Death Guard Biologist. We have the Captain. This is from 9th edition Domulus box, but I think they're being released now for us to buy. We have the Warp Talons, and we have the Jackals. Now, before someone says, there's a lot of Space Marines there. There is. That's not, it's sort of done intentionally. Because if something else doesn't win if something wins the vote that's not Space Marine, then that's grand. That's something taken out of there. If a Space Marine wins it, then next week there's going to be no Space Marines in at all. There'll be a heap of other stuff. Okay, this I thought if I load it up with more with one faction, and this is just an experiment I come up with to try. If I load it up with more of one faction and something else, just say for example, you guys voted on the Banshees, yeah. There's no more Eldari in there. So it means next week there won't be an Eldar in there, but then I would put, say, a Demon unit in there or something, something else. And then say you vote for Space Marines. The next week, then all Space Marines taken out. And I'll load it more with, just for, say, for example, Demons or Tyrannies or something to load with more of that. I mean, it's just an experiment. Let me know what you guys think. If you want it to be loaded more heavy with one faction, 1 week, or just randomly sort out. The other thing is, I've got a shitload of Space Marines here. I mean, a shitload. This box here, for example, okay. There's some Assault Intercessors in here, and there's another dread for me to put up. There's a couple of heroes in there. There's Shadow Grey Fax in there. I forgot she was in there. But this box, there's 2 more of these boxes over on the table, just filled with Space Marines that have raveled and primed, ready to go. So I don't know. But anyway, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Like I said, there's a lot of videos that come through the channel, so there's always something for someone. Everyone smash the thumbs up button, so it just triggers YouTube to share this video with more people. If you have a question for me, just comment below. Don't be afraid to comment, because there is no silly questions. No silly questions at all. Everyone that comes to the channel new and to the hobby new will probably ask the same question that's already been covered 10 times, 15 times on the channel before. But if you need that information and you're new to the hobby and everything else, I'll tell you, it's not a problem. If you don't want to comment below because you think, oh, someone's going to laugh at me, this is a safe space. People don't take the piss out of people like that. Okay, we're all friends here. We're all buddies. We're all here for models and the hobby, and to hear different bits of information about how to do different things and put all that information together to make your own decision and stuff. Just look at the Psycho phase, for example, wet blending contrast paint. And that's a good idea, and all these crazy little things like that, and using dry paint as well. Some of you new guys are going to dry paint. Check the video out and you'll see the dry paint and you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's something here for everyone. But if you don't want to comment on the below, go to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page. I don't check in as much as often as I should, but there's a messenger button there. You can click on that and it'll bring you onto Messenger to talk to me directly. So there's no panic. Okay, and if you talk to me that way, I'm not going to say, well, Joe Blogs from blah blah said. I'm not going to say that. No one's going to take the piss out of you because it's just me and you talking. Okay. Until next time, guys. Hit the buttons for me. Don't forget to vote. I want to see loads of votes on there this week. Don't forget to vote. I'll see you next week. Take it easy.